Welcome to Exit the Rat Race, the podcast for high performers who want to enter the next level in business and in life with more focus, more energy, clarity, and freedom. We don't do dusty book wisdom or guru quotes. It's all about real, extraordinary experiences and the raw lessons from daily life. He asks you the questions that no one else does. Sometimes tough, sometimes in your face, but always with one goal, challenging you to live your most legendary life. Here's your host, Daniel Kluke. Exit the Rat Race.
Why I only read 5 books a year and you should too. No clickbait, just an insight that I want to share with you. 2 years ago, I was going to Corfu, a Greek island, and I always have that almost extra suitcase with me to put in my books because I love books. Books are wisdom, they give you insights, and there's so many, let's say, beautiful gold nuggets to be found in books. So I'm arriving at my apartment, getting my first book out. And now I'm walking to the beach and I'm starting to read my book. The sun is shining, you hear the sea, and I love the feeling in my hands for opening that first page of my new book. I don't know how it's for you, but I love that moment. It's like every time you open up a new treasure chest and I'm starting to read. By the way, if you would come here in my houseboat, I'm living in the Netherlands in a houseboat, I have like massive amounts of books here, all around personal development, performance, growth, spirituality, leadership. But I'm now reading here on the beach this book, this new treasure chest that I'm just have opened. And when I read books about topics that I'm really inspired by, that in a way are helping me to improve my life, that are proving to my habits, that are helping me to improve my spirituality, I always love to read books then with a marker. I have that strange twitch when I find something interesting, I mark it, and then on the top of the page I make a fold. For me always, I don't know how it's for you, but the bottom page I use to fold over there to know where I am. Top page, fold is important stuff. And I'm going through this first book, and I think it takes me around 3 days. And I'm marking like crazy. Pew, 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 pew. So many great insights in this book. And when I'm then finished, I'm always happy and disappointed at the same time. I'm happy that I accomplished something, that I completed something that I've started with. And also sad because it's over, especially when it's a really good book. And I start to read the next one. This one is around marketing, and I love marketing too. So I'm reading. I get my marker again. Folds, folds, folds. All kinds of beautiful insights. But when I'm coming till the end of my holiday, I always, in the past, I was really proud with the amount of number or the amount of books that I've read. Like, hey, I read 6 or 7 books. But now I've read around 5 books or something like that. And I'm looking at those 5 books, right, that are in front of me. They all 5 were amazing. They all 5 had amazing insights. But an insight in itself is worth shit. It's worth nothing. An insight is... Now, I'm just to correct myself. It's not always shit. Like, a new insight can help you see things differently. And that's fantastic. When you see things differently, you operate differently and you will have another result. The reason that I was saying it's like shit is that a lot of, let's say, books that you're reading when it comes about personal development, spirituality, and those kinds of things, or marketing, it only works when you start to implement and execute. Because knowledge without integration, that is shit. And then you know you should do A, but you're not doing it, so you're not getting the results. And I've read those 4 or 5 books. They're in front of me, all with amazing insights. And then there's really like that aha moment of like, okay, with those 5 wonderful books I've read just now and those last few days on my holiday, I'm going home now. I almost need a year or longer to integrate and execute all of those wonderful things that I've read in those books. So my downfall or my trap could be like, okay, I have all those insights, but I'm home now. I've read those books, really cool. Ego loves it. Start to read a new book. But when is there time for integration? When is there time to really reflect on things? When is it time to apply things? Because with those 5 books, the amount of time it would take to really integrate the most important thing of the book is at least a year. And I don't know how it is for what you love to read, because it all depends, of course, on what you're reading. If you're just reading novels and you do it to have a great feeling, if that's your intention, fantastic. Of course, you can read as many books as you can. But if you're only reading books, let's say, that all demand from you a certain type of execution, integration, or applying, and I have a lot of my clients, and it's also in the whole personal development, read as many books as you can. And then you're like, yeah, I've read 50 books this year, a book a week almost, or read a book a month. Do you still, and that is the quality question to ask yourself, how much time do you need to integrate that? Because again, with only knowledge, without execution in integration, it's potential power instead of power. So how many books, in a way, can you read and still apply and integrate into your life? That is really benefiting you, that is really benefiting your company, that is really benefiting the people around you. It all depends, and that's the other question, of course, what is your intention? If you just want to read books and just, let's say, expand your wisdom, all fine. But for myself, when it comes to reading books, and reading 5 books a year, of course, it sounds like a catchy clickbait title of a podcast. It's not about that number 5. It's always more nuanced than that. But it is an invitation to explore. Let's say with the last book that had execution, that had integration, that had points to apply, how many have you literally applied and integrated in your life? Or were you just jumping to the next one and the next one? Because then you can say, hey, I've read all those books, but I'm still stuck, or my company is still at the same level, or my relationship is still not improving. Yeah, and I've read all those books. So that is the question I have for you today. With the amount of books you're reading, do you have enough time to integrate and apply what you actually need to level up, improve, integrate your life? Wishing you all the best.
Thank you for joining us. If you don't want to miss an episode of Exit the Rat Race, make sure to subscribe. Are you listening through Apple Podcasts? We'd love you to leave a review. Do you know someone who really should hear this episode? Share it in your favorite social media so you can tag them. Oh, and don't forget to tag Daniel as well. Want to know more about Daniel Kluken? Check out his website at danielkluken.com. Are you ready to live your legend? See you next time. Exit the Rat Race.